themunchkym.
So the other day on Twitter, Maureen was talking about the fact that Americans don't really do other languages like every other country does. Okay, not every other country, but at least in most European countries, by the time you're like 14, you know at least 2 languages. They start you off really early, which ask any learning specialist ever, that's the best way to do it. People are always amazed when like 4-year-olds are bilingual, but when you're surrounded by both languages, it's not very difficult. How do you think Dora the Explorer knows 2 languages? I want to talk about this in relation to the languages for where I grew up. Where I grew up, everyone spoke English. There were maybe 4 Puerto Rican families and no one that spoke any other languages unless they were foreign exchange students. At the time, there were 4 elementary schools you could go to. Now there's only 3. One of them was a private school, which was Catholic. Eventually, you had to leave the private school because it stopped at the end of middle school. If you were in that private school, you had a choice of either learning French or Spanish. By the time anyone from that school got to high school, they already knew a language because they had been doing it for 8 years. And they still had to fill their high school language requirement, so a lot of them would do the other language. Basically, what I'm saying is, when I was in high school, I was so jealous of all the people that went to that school. I didn't know a language, and I took Spanish for 3 years, and I still don't know anything. The first year, I took it from a lady who was from France, and she wasn't even that great at English. She was nice and all, but she just wasn't a great teacher. Plus, she was really hot, so everyone was just distracted by that. We actually convinced her to let us watch Lion King 3 times. One time, it was in English. I just wish that Americans didn't repel other languages like they do. There are some people who are like, if you're in America, you need to know how to speak English. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely helpful, but if you're traveling to Japan or something, I don't expect you to know Japanese. You can't just visit. Basically, this entire rant is because I want to learn another language. Bye!
And go.
Tell me when it's on.
It's on.
Is it on now?
Mm-hmm.
What now?
Yeah.
Okay, what am I saying?
I'm Maureen Johnson, and you've been watching
I'm Maureen Johnson. And go on.
You've been
and
watching.
You've been watching what?
The munchkym. The munchkym.
Can you say it all together?
I'm Maureen Johnson, and you've been watching the munchkym.
You've been watching. Say it one more time.
I'm Maureen Johnson, and you've been watching the munchkym.
The munchkym. Munchkym?
Munchkym.
Well, you messed it up. Look, I try to do it right, and if you're going to hire incompetent people to work for your channel, you're going to get bad outros. But anyway, you've been watching the munchkym.